Hello, everybody. This is such a wonderful treat. I'm so happy to be here. I am Michelle Ambergy, the Awakener, and I have with us Sam Beadle. We have a really special show that we're going to do today. But first, I would like everybody to just take a nice deep breath, just breathe in and breathe out. And just connect our hearts together. Whoever's watching, whether you're watching real time or if you're watching later, doesn't matter where it is. There is no time and space in these spiritual realms. This is so beautiful. Oh, I can feel so many people connecting. Thank you. Thank you. As we gather together, as we connect our hearts, we just allow this beautiful container to be created. We fill it with beautiful golden white light of the Christ, the sacred and holy presence of Christ consciousness, 12th dimensional essence, awakening our hearts, awakening our minds. We just say thank you for allowing us to be here. We call upon the beautiful angels, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Uriel, and Archangel Gabriel to hold the four directions of the sacred and holy container that we're creating so we can talk with Sam in beautiful, safe, lifted energies. Holy ones, we thank you so much for your presence. We're now in sacred space. Amen. Welcome, Sam. I'm so happy that you're here. I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you so much. You know,
Yes, I'm
Sam and I,
so grateful to be here. Thank you, Michelle.
thank you. Sam and I have known each other for a while. We've crossed paths and we've been talking for a while. And I think we met on Third Eye Salon. Is that where
Yes,
we met? Yeah. And she followed Rev Ned and our Bridge Walker videos that we were doing a couple years ago during COVID. And so we've been connected for a while. So finally, we were able to get together and do this video for you guys because Sam is really an amazing woman. She leads from the heart, she leads from the soul. And so I'm really honored to be able to have you here, Sam, and to
I'm so
open this
honored.
up.
I'm so grateful to be here. You're a friend. You're a sister to me, so thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is great. So let me tell you all a little bit about Sam, and then we're going to get into it because I've got questions for her, and she's got so much wonderful stuff to share. So I first want to read the bio for you guys. So Sam is a new earth leader, and we all know that we are moving into the new earth. We are a lot of people call it the bifurcation. It's the splitting of timelines. We've got two things going on, and we really, really notice it right now. And so our new earth visionaries, our new earth leaders are really beginning to come to the forefront. And Sam is one of them. Sam is one of them. So it's super cool to be able to have her here with us. So Sam is a new earth leader. I am going to add visionary. She's also a wayshower and a starseed, and she inspires women on a spiritual path to have faith in themselves, in a higher power, especially for women who have been in abusive relationships. And that's kind of a specialty because there are special needs and special gifts that women who have been through abusive relationships have. So we're going to talk about that in a little bit. So Sam helps to restore women's faith in themselves, to believe that a much better life is possible. When you've been through abusive relationships, you really need that. And having that ability to believe that there is a better life possible, even after the low self-esteem that is caused by traumatic relationships, it's important. It's important to have a coach and a mentor and somebody who's been through it. So through spiritual awakening, she has found new possibilities for her life, and that's what she's bringing to you. So she uses her personal experiences and the many tools that she has, such as meditation, learning boundaries, that's a big one, and trusting your intuition and prayer, and among other tools that she uses. And she uses these to help you have the courage you need to heal from the abusive relationships and to start a whole new life. And so, Sam, welcome.
Thank you so much,
Welcome.
Michelle. What time is it there? Here, I'm in Brazil. It's the
Oh,
just
that's
to
right.
let you know.
Thank
No,
you so much. Yep,
here
Sam hails from
it's six.
Brazil.
Yeah, it's 6 o'clock here, PM. What time is it there?
It is 3:20 p.m. I'm in Idaho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yes.
we've got a little bit of a time difference, which is really fun.
Yeah, I mean, I speak English fluently, but I just wanted to say because I have been living in Brazil for a few years, and my mom's from Brazil, but my dad's American. So I'm so
Awesome.
grateful to be here. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Welcome, Brazil. We get our wonderful Brazilians. One of the things I love is Brazilian jazz.
Oh,
It's
it's
one of my
amazing.
favorite musics. Oh my gosh.
Bossa Nova. Do you know
Yep.
Bossa Nova? Yeah.
Bossa Nova, Bossa Nova. Absolutely. I used to go to a place in Los Angeles called the Jazz Factory. And
Oh,
one time they had a Brazilian jazz band, and I was just entranced. It's a
oh,
whole different thing, and it's just like, oh, I love it.
that's beautiful. I'm so
Love
glad you like it too.
So cool. It's so cool. So thank you. Thank you for bringing that to our show. So I want to ask you,
Mhm.
first of all, when was your spiritual awakening? Like how long ago? And what was the catalyst for it? Like what happened that brought you into your spiritual awakening? And
Mhm.
before you even answer that, I want to ask you, what is a spiritual awakening to you?
That's a great question. Such a great question, Michelle.
It's very
Um,
different for different people.
is it different? Okay. I think it's when either a trauma or like in my case, it was the abusive relationship that actually was in 2019 was when this spiritual awakening happened for me. But honestly, I think I've been awakened most of my life. It just I've just had the major catalyst during this time. But before that, I was already awakened, as you have, were
Yeah.
too, I'm sure. But a spiritual awakening for me is when you start to see that things aren't what they seem. There's some things in the world that don't make sense, and you start realizing that there must be something more than what we're being taught and that we see in the world. And so that started to happen for me because where I lived in Mexico, it was a place where people went to party, and it's a beautiful place, but there was also that. So it's a lot of the light, but also darkness. And I just felt, no, I don't want to be involved in that anymore. What I mean is I stopped going to parties. I used to drink, and now I rarely drink. So it's just something that I realized that wasn't helping me. And then as soon as I started feeling more connected to myself and in stillness, away from the parties and the madness in some ways, that's when I had the spiritual awakening, and I realized I have to, I'd have to leave the abusive relationship because it was making me sick and depressed. Yeah.
As it does. So the abusive relationship was the catalyst for it all. Kind of what got started is you feeling that intuitive pull away from all the party fun and stuff.
Yes.
Your soul was kind of whispering in your heart.
Yes. And Archangel Michael and my angels, for sure. But I mean, there are a lot of wonderful people there. I still have really good friends, and it was a small place, but it was just a choice that I just decided to meditate and be on my own. And people thought I went crazy, but it was a spiritual awakening.
You did to them. Uh,
Yes.
so it was the relationship though that really got you realizing that your life needed to change in major ways. That
Yes.
yeah.
Definitely.
So let me ask you something because you talked about like always feeling like you kind of knew things weren't quite what they seemed to be.
Mm.
And you had this awakening, you had this kind of a boom where it's like, yeah, all the things I suspected were then
Mhm.
kind of like, yeah, I was right, right?
Yes,
So
yes.
do you know, as a new earth and leader and as a wayshower and starseed, do you know what your soul mission is?
That's interesting. My soul mission is basically to inspire women. It's always been like I've always gone to women's circles, even back in Mexico and in California when I used to live there. I've always worked with women, helped women, had women friends, male friends also, but I've always had this and I've always wondered why. So it's definitely to help women to believe in themselves and um, just know that they have such potential that they can, if they believe in themselves enough and if they trust their intuition and also trust a higher power, God and angels and the galactics and whatever it is that they believe in. I believe in all of that, and it's been so helpful for me, but I'm so grateful. But
Well,
if they have that, it is possible to change their life.
and so
Like I did.
intuition is really important. And you had an experience of that. What got you moving was this intuition to pull away from the partying, pull away from the
Mhm.
drinking and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. And when you start making changes, you also have
Mhm.
to learn how to set boundaries. How
Yes.
important are boundaries for women that are beginning their awakening or maybe in the middle of it? Maybe just blossoming. I don't think we ever end it though, right? It's an
Yeah.
ongoing process. But how important are boundaries?
Oh, it's essential. It's just the most important thing because especially when you leave the abusive relationship, if we're talking about the abusive relationship first, you have to go no contact. You cannot have any contact with the person because if not, you're just going to be going back in the same loop, right? And it's if you have to protect your energy and your peace of mind. So first, boundaries with the abusive relationships are super important, and it's what helped me to start to leave the relationship. I started going to therapy, and that was really helpful back then. I still have therapy, and it's been very helpful. But boundaries are important even in real life, right?
Right?
Because sometimes I think we talked about that in the beginning that sometimes unfortunately you can't trust everyone and our energy is too important to our peace is so important after going through a relationship like that or even trauma.
Yeah.
Um, yeah,
It's
I hope that
interesting.
answered.
It's
I hope that answered.
interesting because one thing with the boundaries, a lot of times people that get into those abusive relationships tend to have very low boundaries, right?
Yes.
Or no
And low,
boundaries.
and low
And when,
self-esteem
yeah,
also.
and when you start to realize how precious you are and how precious your energy is, when you start to give that self-esteem back and you get that feeling like I'm important, I need to take care of myself. You
Yes.
start realizing how important those boundaries are and that no is okay,
Mhm.
right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
so the boundaries and also when you kind of open up your intuition, like you were saying, some of the people that you used to be around were like, oh my gosh, she's gone crazy.
Yeah.
Because you need to pull back, you need to learn to feel yourself. So that
Mhm.
is really important.
And trusting our intuition, right? That was something that I started back then, and now I trust it completely
Yeah,
because
that's
it
fantastic.
doesn't what is it called? It doesn't steer me wrong.
Yeah.
It's always the right way, the best way for me. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's good to learn to listen to that in such a way that you can do that. And it takes a while getting used to that. 'Cause
Mhm.
I
Definitely.
literally had an experience where I was coming out of abusive relationship. We talk about this, and my
Yes.
spirituality was waking up, and I kept getting cards. Like I would pull cards in the morning, and they always said, "Listen, listen, listen." I would go to like a group where they're pulling cards, listen, and I'm like, I'm listening, but I wasn't.
Amazing.
And
Yeah,
when,
that
you
was
know,
her.
we have the intuition and we have the messages, and we're like, oh yeah, that's a good idea, and then just go on about the business, right? Instead of like listening. Oh, okay, I'm getting it. Like, oh,
That's
I'm listening,
incredible.
but I'm being
Incredible.
told to listen, right? It took
Yes.
me 3 months of getting the listen card in every
Mm.
deck.
Oh, wow. You're like, listen to what?
And that's, and I thought I was listening, right? But
Mhm.
it was learning to listen with my heart and follow what I was being told, right? It
Yes.
was like you can listen, but then if you keep doing the same thing, and one of my things was, you brought this up. I used to love my champagne.
Mm.
I
Mm.
loved it, and but it would, I just started not feeling as happy on it, right? That first glass of champagne is really good. Well, I was doing the second glass and sometimes the third glass,
Mhm.
and it's not quite so happy the third glass. And I kept getting to listen. It's like, listen, one glass is okay.
Mhm.
And so when I first started listening, that's what I was listening.
Right.
It was like, well, maybe I'll just have one glass. And then, well, if I can only have one glass, I don't really even need it anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Because you realize that you don't need it. You don't
Yeah.
need it to have fun or to go out. I used to, yeah, when I was living there, I had to have a beer to dance and to have fun. I mean, now I can just have a juice, it's not something that, um, and I am, kind of a shy person, but still like the alcohol does help, right? With the,
Yeah.
what is it called? To lower the inhibitions and everything.
Inhibitions. We
But one
don't
thing,
want to lower inhibitions. We want boundaries.
yes. But one thing I didn't mention is that the relationship, my ex was an alcoholic, so that was definitely the reason why the alcohol thing for me was such a game changer because I just realized that's not what I want for my life.
Yeah.
And that's what led to my spiritual awakening.
Yeah. Very good. Yeah. You start realizing things are not what I always thought they were. It's such a
No,
beautiful way to put it.
thank you.
Um, so if someone wanted to change their life, if
Mhm.
someone came to you or a friend or someone approached you and really wanted to change their life, really wanted to get on their awakening path, their spiritual path, what would you encourage them to do?
First, to be alone. Actually like their own company and just spend more time alone than with other people. Not watch the news because that is just confusing, especially now, and just brings so much fear. So
Yeah.
I would just say listen to music, nature, of course. Nature has helped me so much. I live in a very peaceful place with trees um, and so that brings so much joy and peace and grounding, right? But I think also inner child work is something I would definitely encourage, and but just connecting with themselves more and not listening to the outside world as much.
And know
Yeah.
when we were talking earlier, you were also talking about just speaking their truth.
Yes, I'm
You
glad.
want
I'm
to talk
glad
on
you're
that a little bit?
sure. Yeah, for me, it wasn't easy to do this, what I'm doing. I mean, it took me a while to decide to do it, but I knew it was part of my mission. And my guides told me you have to be seen, and that was, I thought maybe I can just do a podcast, but no, being seen is important. And now I'm so grateful for all the messages. Like you had a lot of listen messages. I had you have to be seen. You need to be seen. And so I'm like, okay, now I I I'm so grateful. I listen also. And but sorry, I don't know if I answered your question.
Well, how important speaking the truth is, and for women to learn to speak their truth and where, and finding safe places to speak their truth.
Yes, absolutely. For me and for most women, I think the important thing is to let go of the guilt and shame that comes with these well, abusive relationships or any traumatic situations, because we carry so much guilt and shame. And so even just letting go of that and just forgiving yourself, it's what I think is it's gonna change your life like it changed mine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so let me ask you, do you offer sessions? Do you work with people?
Yes, yes, I do.
Wonderful. So you, if someone was, from watching this really wanted a someone to help them with this, you could do that for them.
Yes. And
Yeah.
I've been through this, so it makes it easier. I can relate to um somebody who's gone through an emotionally abusive relationship or physically. It was also physical at the end, towards the end
Yeah.
of the
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
It tends
As
to, the longer it goes on, the physical comes in eventually.
right. So I can relate to them, and I won't judge them. And I hope that knowing that I was able to not just leave the relationship, but change my life in so many ways. I hope that I can inspire them and just restore some of their belief in themselves. And but also, like we talked about, having a belief in something bigger than ourselves, right? And a higher power. And
Yeah.
um, it's something that, because we're not here alone, right? And we are all connected, as you know. So um, but for me, just yeah, just believing in God and Jesus. Mother Mary has been an amazing,
Ooh.
um, just a very comforting presence for me. And also, I don't know if I think I told you I'm a Pleiadian starseed, so I've also had a lot of messages and music from my guides, and they have been helping me with everything with this mission, and I'm so grateful. And my life is changing because of everyone that's believed in me, and I hope that women can start to believe in themselves again, because they are worth it and they are deserving of a better life.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What is a message that you receive from your Pleiadian brothers and sisters, I'm going to say, that
Yes.
helped change you or helped direct you, that's something that really made an impact?
Okay. For me, they just spread so much love and peace and joy and magic. Like, I don't know if you've watched some of the videos, and even just the frequencies. I've been listening to frequencies a lot since I left the relationship and during my spiritual path. But just the fact that we are all one, and that we are all here for a reason, and that nobody's better or worse than anyone. We're all learning from each other and teaching each other, and just to believe in magic, to believe that there are good things, even with all the craziness in the world. That's really helped me,
Yeah.
because it's hard to believe it when, um, but it's the only thing we can do, right? And that's why I don't watch the news, because I'd rather believe that I mean, there is a better world out there. We just have to believe it's true, and it can happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Pleiadians are so loving. I know one time they shared with me, I was, I don't remember, I was watching, it's possible because it's been a while ago, it's probably been 10, 12 years ago, where I was watching, I think it was probably TV, and I've never watched TV that much.
Mhm.
Oftentimes when I watch TV, I see, it's like I see like a shadow, or I see like, it's like it's not one dimensional. Like I see something. And one
Mhm.
time I was watching this thing, and all of a sudden I got like this warmth over me and this heart over me. And I realized the Palladians were with me. And I
Oh,
saw one of them, this was in my mind's eye, not in the physical, went like
Mm,
this over what I was watching, and it turned into like a beautiful scene of rolling green hills
that's
and
beautiful.
flowers and just beautiful. And the sky was like this golden, just golden light. I mean, I can't even describe it. And then they
Mm,
put their hand back like this, and it was whatever it was I was watching.
mm,
And that is when I got very, very clearly that it
mhm.
all exists at the same time. It's what we tune into.
That's incredible. I'm so glad you shared that. That's
Yeah.
so beautiful.
So the Palladians are so wonderful, and they're really teaching us the truth, of what's happening, and it's what we're paying attention to. It's
Right.
all already in existence, right?
Mhm.
It's already here. And you're
Exactly.
talking about frequencies. That's what it is too. Who is it, Tesla, that said
Tesla,
that will,
6'9".
yeah, the
Um,
369, and
mhm.
also, in the future we'll look at everything as frequencies.
Right. Right. Vibration,
Everything. This is a
frequency.
frequency. This is a frequency. This is a frequency.
Yeah.
It's all just frequencies. It's
Mhm.
that has been brought together into a physical form that we recognize as a sippy cup and a paper and a phone, right? But it
Yes.
just as quickly shift and change into something else when we learn how to see the multiple
Mhm.
dimensions, right? And
Right.
that's part of awakening as well, is realizing it's all there. What are you tuning into? And
Right.
tuning is like tuning a radio, it's a frequency.
Exactly. It's what you focus on grows, right? It's that saying. I'm not sure exactly how this saying goes, but it really is true. What you listen to, what you watch, even who you spend time with. It's what, if you focus on that, it really does, it does grow.
Yeah, 100%. It
And it
does.
is, the other thing, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but the new earth is here, is something that's something that the Pleiadians told me also, through the messages and meditations, that we're not arriving there someday. It's already here. It makes me emotional to talk about it, but so that's something that's why they said believe in magic, believe that there is a better world out there, because it is already here. It just depends on us,
Yeah.
basically.
And what we're focusing on.
Right.
And it's what you dream you can do, what you
Mhm.
focus on you create, something like that. But there, it's put better. It's one of those,
Yes.
but
Yes. I
it
know what you
is.
mean.
Yeah, and that's part of what they were doing when they wiped their hand over and showed me this beautiful world, this new earth, and then poof, it's there and it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm. How long ago was that happened? A few years ago.
No, it's probably 10, 12 years ago. It's
Oh,
been a
wow.
long time ago.
Yes. That's
And,
incredible.
even then, I didn't really necessarily understand because
Mhm.
in my mind at that time, I was thinking the earth was going to kind of split in two like a cell, right?
Right.
And we'd have the old earth and the new earth. Um, and then later, as I grew spiritually, it was no, it's everything in
Together.
one in a different dimension, right?
Mhm.
So the
Mhm.
splitting that I was seeing was just the different dimensions, this frequency and this frequency. But the way they
Mhm.
showed it to me, it was separate, and it's separate, but it's not, it's one.
Right.
And
Right.
then the brain goes, ugh.
That's right. That's the other thing. I'm so glad you said that. A sense of humor, that we have to have a sense of humor. I'm so glad you brought that up, because even with everything that's happening, war and all the sad, horrible things that are happening in the world, we can't lose our sense of humor, because that's what's going to help us awaken, right? So that was another thing I learned from them, and my ancestors also, who have been helping me so much with this journey.
That's beautiful. And in the midst of everything we deem ugly, there's
Mhm.
always beauty.
Right.
There's always a blessing. There's always something there. And
Mhm.
we bring our energy there, and we bring our precious self into that place, and it grows that energy there.
Oh,
Um,
that's beautiful. Well,
yeah. And one
thank
of
you.
the things that's so interesting is that there's so many people that are going that are awakening. They're starting to realize, a lot of this stuff is, we've been told a lot of crap, right?
Basically, yeah.
And it's like, wait a minute, what about this and what about that? And the Mandela effects that people are going through. And another thing is a lot of people are turning back towards their Christian roots. Now,
Mhm.
no judgment, good or bad, whatever. Whatever lifts your spirit and gets you in the mood. And I was watching YouTube, probably. Hi, YouTube. Uh, and saw this huge stadium full of people that were
Mhm.
just raising their hand and singing glory to God. And
Mhm.
my heart just went bam, wide open.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh my gosh. It's like you get groups of people in massive places like that. Everybody just honoring the Holy Spirit, the holy creator of all that is.
Mhm.
It's like, that's powerful.
That is powerful. And
That,
also group meditations, right? Group meditations are so powerful. I never realized it until I started watching them.
yeah.
Like there's one that was like a world meditation, and that's
Yep.
even more powerful. So,
All over the world. And I know
yeah.
Jesus told me one time, one person meditating is powerful.
Mm,
One person praying is powerful.
mm,
Two people praying is equivalent to 10 people praying. Three people praying is equivalent to 100 people praying. Four people praying is equivalent to 1,000 people praying. Five people praying is equivalent
mhm.
to 10,000 people praying. And so it's this
Ripple
massive
effect, right?
energy expansion that
Mhm.
happens when we have that group.
That's amazing.
And
Oh,
it's
that's
so
beautiful.
beautiful.
Yeah. That's lovely.
Well, this has been great. So, Sam, how can people get a hold of you? I know you said that you're on Facebook Messenger
Yes. And
under
on
Sam
email,
Beadle.
email is fine also. I think you have my email.
Yeah, I will. I'll put it underneath in the description when we get this up
Thank
on
you.
YouTube.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so if
Now,
anybody is interested in working with Sam or, sharing your stories and stuff too, it's important. I know one thing that we were talking before we got on here is Sam was really talking about how she just really wants women to have a place to speak their truth and to tell
yeah,
their stories and understand that what they went through is valuable and important and that they can get through it. And she models a way to do that and through meditation and learning the boundaries. No is a full sentence.
trusting our
Um,
intuition. Yes.
right? Trusting your intuition, doing prayer, and she has other things that she does with people. Sometimes just being that soft, gentle, listening presence is so,
Mhm.
so important.
Yes, because when we've been through it, right, like you have and I have, then we can help people and with no judgment at all. Because some people have the theory, but if you don't actually go through something, it's not the same, right?
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
but Michelle, one thing, since you were talking about this, it's the rise of the divine feminine now. So that's why it's so important for women to share their truth. Men also, but especially women, because they need to speak up and like you said, in a safe space, not just anywhere. But it is important now more than ever this year for women to start sharing their truth, and that's why I've started on this path and this mission.
Yeah,
And
I'm so glad you are. Because for a long time, women really have been trying to be men, but women have been trying to be women under the men's model, right?
yes.
The power, the hierarchy that the patriarchal male shows.
Mhm.
But not only women have been harmed by that, but men too. There's
Yes.
a lot of wounded men out there, and it's so important. We all need to speak our truth, but we also need our places. Men need men and women need women. That's something, this whole equality thing is, it's like we're all supposed to be equal. And what has happened is we think we're all supposed to be the same, and we're
Right.
not the same at
Mhm.
all.
Mhm.
We were made in perfect beauty and love and balance, and men are men and women are women, and
Yes,
they're
we have to
to complement.
integrate them, right?
And
We need.
it's integrating the male and female within ourselves. But
Mhm.
also, the men and women have different energies. Men are very um um or women are very women. Is it men male is
The woman is
electric
the
and the
receiver.
feminine is magnetic,
Mhm.
right? So
And
the
the
man is the
receiver,
electric, the movement, the go, the energy, and women
right?
are magnetic. They're the receivers, the receptive. And the
Mhm.
two go together when everybody's playing their part and doing it with honor and respect. It creates balance. And it's that
Absolutely.
frequency again, right?
Yes, definitely. No, I'm so glad you brought that up. That's so important
Yeah.
because that's going to help a lot with this, with the dysfunctional relationships, toxic relationships, because I think the most important thing is respect, right? You have to respect each other, but most importantly, we have to respect ourselves,
Mhm.
right? And love ourselves, like we talked about.
And a lot of people don't even know what that is. They didn't have it modeled for them,
That's
right?
true.
They have an idea, oh, respect, yeah, respect, but they don't know what it is.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
so as more people wake up and begin to respect themselves, respect those around them, that begins to be more prevalent and more
Yeah.
available.
True.
And
Mm.
speaking your truth doesn't mean screaming and yelling and demanding.
Right.
It's
It's just sharing how you feel and what you've been through. Like you said, we matter, our dreams matter. And and this is something that not just women are doing, men are also, but for me, in this process, I really like to help women
yeah,
and maybe eventually men also. But like I said, for many years, I've always been surrounded by women, and women would always come to me to talk about their relationships and all their and I'm grateful that I could help because so many others helped me also.
yeah, yeah.
I
And you
just
were saying there's so many people that have supported you to get you here.
no, I wouldn't be where I am if it weren't for all the people that have helped me the last few years, and I'm so grateful for my family, my friends, and like-minded friends especially, right? And but just the guides and the angels, and yeah, and you've been such an inspiration for me too during my spiritual awakening. I'm so grateful for you, Michelle.
Out
uh,
just being a dork and look what happens.
yeah. You taught me to learn about, the unicorns and the fairies and all the magical things even before I knew about the Pleiadians.
Yeah, it's
So
fun.
thank you.
One of the courses I have on my school, for any of you that are watching, I have a school platform. It's called A Million I Love Yous, and you can look it up on school. And I have no, 6 different courses. And then I have live meetings, and we've got them during the week. We got them every other weekend. We've got special groups, and we've got retreats. Everything is online on Zoom.
That's
So it's
wonderful.
amazing.
Oh, I love
But
that,
one
Amelia. I love
it's
your.
so fun. But one of the things I have is one of the courses is meet your
Mhm.
dragon, fairy, mermaid, dragon, and unicorn guide.
Oh, I love that.
So there's a whole course that's just on meeting those 4 guides, and we learn about them and talk about them and learn about them in ways that most people don't know. And then we do a guided imagery to meet your
Oh,
guide
that's
there.
wonderful. Oh.
It's my
Now,
favorite. My
and you do that on YouTube or is it
It's
Facebook?
on my
On
school.
your phone.
So
So
school
I'll
is the
look that up.
platform. I have all of my courses. I have almost a year's worth of courses if you do one week for each of the course. Um,
Mhm.
and so, people can find that on A Million I Love Yous, and I'll put the link down there too.
I'll definitely look that up. That sounds so
Yeah,
interesting. Yeah.
it's so fun. And there is a free part of it where you can get recordings of everything, and then there's also a paid, it's only $48 a month. And you get the full neuro bliss, you get the full spiritual development program, the full mediumship program, you get the full 12-week energy alignment, which is
Mhm.
12th dimensional chakra system alignment and activation. It's
Mhm.
crazy. There's so much stuff in there. And it's
Oh,
really, really fun. Yeah, it's fun. It was
sounds
exciting to
amazing.
get all of my work in one place.
Yes, that's so important. So they can find you in the same place for
And
sure.
then we play
Yeah.
every week, and then we meet every other week on Saturday, and then we meet people going through the neurobliss. We have a special meeting for that. We do half-day retreats online
Mhm.
where we do all kinds of healing work and art therapy. So
Oh,
it's really fun. Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
Wow.
we have, and there's so many people that are here to help those of you that need help. And
Mhm.
so I will put Sam's information down so you can get a hold of her if you're interested in working with her or just, contacting her, just touch base. Sometimes it's just knowing there's somebody out there who understands is so important.
Yes,
Um, and
for sure.
so
I'm a good listener. I'm a very good listener, I've been told. Yeah, we have to be for this, right? For sure.
absolutely.
And no judgment at all, whatever people are going through, even like some people might say, no, just leave the relationship, but some people are not ready for it yet, or they have children, right? Like
Uh,
it's something that we have to be really sensitive about this,
yeah.
such a difficult situation, but it is possible to change your life. And
Yeah.
but like, yeah, like I said, and we talked about, you have to believe in yourself and trust that, trust your intuition and trust that you know what is best for you, and that there is a better life out there.
And there is.
Yes.
That. Thank you so much, Sam,
Thank
for
you.
taking
Thank
your
you for
time and
sharing.
just coming and give us this beautiful interview and to really help people um,
Mhm.
know that there's help out there, know that when we've been through all this trauma, and, I work too, just like you do, as we work with people who've been traumatized. I work
Mhm.
specifically with people that suffer from the stress and anxiety from trauma, right? All different kinds of traumas. And I have my
Mhm.
NeuroBliss program that's a 12-week program that steps everybody step by step by step by step by step on how to deal with all the different things in there.
Mhm.
And it's so important that people know how to find people like us. And
Yes,
different people will resonate with different personalities, with different offerings.
absolutely.
And so,
But it's so good that you're doing that for anxiety, because that's something that a lot of people have been telling me. Oh, I'm anxious, and with everything that's going around in the world, and especially with relationships like these, the anxiety goes up,
through the
because
roof.
yeah, it's just
And I
it's
have had anxiety for years and didn't know
me
what it was.
too, me too.
I didn't even
And
know it
so,
was anxiety because it's not always what people think it is.
right, and PTSD also can also be a part of that, right? Post-traumatic stress
Yeah.
disorder.
I
And
have a list on in my school of all of the symptoms of trauma. And
mm,
it's like 4 pages long. It goes into
Jesus.
procrastination, it goes into health issues, sleep issues,
9 years. 9 years.
dissociation,
Mhm.
I mean, just so many things.
Mhm.
OCD,
Mhm.
that can
Depression.
be a depression,
Mhm.
all the way to suicidal thoughts.
Right.
Um, a lot of different things and dementia.
Dementia also, I didn't know that.
It is some people that it is massive. It's not dementia by the classic sense, it's actually massive dissociation. There's so much pain, so much trauma, and they don't get help for it. And
Mhm.
that dementia, think about what dementia is.
Mhm.
They're not there.
Mhm. Mhm.
Total dissociation. Some
That's
of it is
incredible.
brain damage, some of it is stuff that's happening with it, and some of it is flat out traumatic response.
I didn't know younger people could have dementia. It's good to know that. I thought it was just that happened to older people,
Well, they can have
Yeah,
such dissociation that they will call it dementia,
I see. Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And tremors, there's
Mhm.
all kinds of weird things that have pain in the body.
Yeah, and it's not worth it, right? To live your life in fear and
No,
anxiety and depression. It's just not worth it. You don't need that, and that's why it's such an important thing for me to help women to get out of that. And it is important to share their stories. Like you said, even if they're not ready to leave the relationship, at least they can talk about it and know they're not alone, right?
Sometimes sharing the story is the first step.
Yes, that's what helped me for sure.
In indigenous cultures, I know I'm part Cherokee, and when I
Ah,
was growing up,
good.
I had some influence from that with my grandfather. And one of the things that they would do as healing or as ceremony is they would sit around the campfire and tell their story,
Oh, that's beautiful.
you know, and
That's,
if it was a sad story, they would do things like tell them how much they value them, how important they are, that kind of stuff to to build up the self-esteem, to
right. Mhm.
raise that person up. And it's so important, and we've lost so much of that stuff in our culture.
Yeah, like, and that's why I think about the judgment. Most people judge women that are in situations like this, but I was judged. I had friends that said, "Why don't you leave?" Right? But it's just if you're afraid, especially if it's a violent situation, a violent relationship, it's definitely not easy. But even emotionally, it's I think we talked about it's we're also used to the familiar and but then that's why we have to really believe in something bigger than ourselves and know that we're not alone and that we are protected and yeah and I'm gonna start getting emotional here.
Oh, see, that's so good. That's so good. That's coming from the heart. So all of
Thank
you
you
that
so
are
much.
watching this, Sam is here for you. Get a hold of her. I'll have all the information down in the description. And
And you're here too, and I'm so glad you're here to help so many people too. You're such an example and such a wonderful person,
oh,
Michelle. I'm so grateful to be
thank
your
you.
friend.
I'm so
And
grateful for you and that you're coming out and putting it out there that you're helping people.
yes, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And
Oh, welcome. And this was really fun. This was really
yeah,
fun. It's fun just to get to chit chat with you.
thank you so much. Well, here it's nighttime. I guess there it's still afternoon. So have a great day. And yeah, talk to you soon.
And
And send you hugs.
we'll just say goodbye to our audience. Thank you everybody for being here. Again,
Thank
this
you.
is Sam Beadle. You'll find out how to get a hold of her down below. And we thank you so much for being here, for watching. And if you need to speak your truth, there are people that want to hear it. There are people that understand, and you're not alone. So you know where we're at. Come get us.
Thank you. Thank
Many,
you.
many blessings.
Take care.